A lot of retail traders will try to place their buy order from this point. Why are they buying from this point? They're buying from this point because there's like a demand zone right at this point. Now, how is this a demand zone, or how is this a valid demand zone? It is a valid demand zone because it is leading to a break of structure at this point. So now assume that this has not played out yet and you are having price coming or tapping into your demand zone. You are definitely going to enter for the trade, right? Yes, a lot of retail traders will enter for the trade without having the knowledge that this is an order block right here. This is an order block right here. Now, you understanding order block helps you perceive the market in a different form, in a different era from the retail traders. All right, now you are doing something different from the public. You are perceiving the market differently because you understand order block. All right, and what is an order block? An order block is a refined area at your supply or your demand zone. Now, where you have problem with analyzing order block is how you refine it. All right, how you refine it, because there's a valid order block and there is an invalid order block. I'm going to show you that in this video quickly. All right, so here, first of all, this is a valid order block that comes with a fair value gap. Take down notes. Valid order blocks comes with a fair value gap, and an invalid order block comes with the candle wick or the candlestick tapping into the order block. All right, first of all, how do you analyze or identify an order block? An order block is the candlestick before the inefficiency, before the fair value gap. Anyhow you want to put it, it's either you call it fair value gap or inefficiency. All right, so that candlestick before the inefficiency is an order block. First of all, price will come filling the fair value gap and then tapping into your order block. That is why it is very valid. All right, so now let me show you a valid order block or other valid order block. So just like you have here, you're not supposed to be entering from this point. If you understand order block, you should wait for price to tap into your order block and then you can trade from this point, just like this. Just like this is the right way to trade your order block. So you see, when other retail traders have gotten stopped out, you will now make money from the market just like this. Why? Because you understand order block and you now perceive the market differently from other retail traders. All right, let me show you other valid order blocks. First of all, while you are trading your order block, patience is needed. All right, patience is needed. And it is very important. So while you are trading your order block or you are trading something like this, let's assume this is a market trend. All right, so you definitely spotted your order block right at this supply zone right here. You refined the order block at this supply zone right here. You should be patient enough to wait for price to tap into your order block carefully, and then you can trade something like this. Then you can trade something like this. Or if you see that the order block is giving you something very nice, you know, when you see something good, you know that this trade is definitely going to play out, you can set a limit order. All right, you can place a sell limit order right at this point, and then you get tapped into the trade. Immediately price tapped into your order block just like this, and you trade like this. Or let's say, for example, you are having something like this. This is first example. Now, for example, you are having something like this. For example, you are having something like this. Quickly, you are having something like this, like a shift of structure right here. And price did something like this. You should not be trading. All right, like I said, you trading order block needs you to be patient. All right, it requires you to be patient. You have to exercise patience while trading your order block. All right, so when you have something like this, price is definitely not tapping into your order block. You already know that because this is a shift of structure right here. Price is turning bullish, and you know that here is your order block. You should be patient enough to wait for price to tap into your order block carefully. Then you can trade something like this. So this is how you do it, and this is how you benefit from trading order block. So a lot of retail traders now will be entering from this point. You'll be trading from this point, and then they will get stopped out. Now, ideally, you should not be trading if price has not tapped to your discount. Let's say, for example, you are buying. If price has not tapped into your discount, you should not be buying. And then if you are selling, if price has not tapped into your premium, you should not be selling. All right. So now, using the knowledge of understanding order block, you should wait for price to tap into your order block, which is also your discount or your premium points. If you are selling, all right. So now we are buying. This order block is also our discount. Also our discount point. So we should be patient enough to wait for price to tap into that order block, which is our discount point and also our demand zone. Then we can trade after the retail traders has gotten stopped out. So this is you now gaining an edge in the market. That is what we call edge. Understanding something different from what the public understands. So you trade something like this instead of making this mistake and getting stopped out. All right. So now let me show you a valid order block right here. You can see carefully we have an uptrend. All right, and this is a demand zone right here because it's leading to this break of structure right here. Now, where is our order block? Like I said, that order block or your order block is that candlestick before the inefficiency, which is right here, which is this candlestick right here. So if you are wondering, where will you start drawing the candlestick from? You start drawing from the upper wick to the lower wick of the candlestick. That is your order block. Now this is a valid order block. As you can see, price tapped into it carefully right here, and immediately price tapped into it, you wait for a candlestick confirmation. Sorry about that. A candlestick confirmation right here, and then you enter for your trade. You can also set a limit order right at this point. So immediately price tapped into your order block, you enter for the trade immediately, and then you set your TP somewhere at the next swing high, and then you have a beautiful trade. All right, you have a beautiful trade. Again, let me show you another valid order block. Here you can see clearly this inefficiency right here, this huge fair value gap at this point, and then our order block is the candlestick before the inefficiency. Right there is the candlestick before the inefficiency, and then you wait for price to tap into it and you wait for a candlestick confirmation. Then you can trade, you can enter for your trade from this point, and then your TP, your stop loss right above that swing high, and your TP at the next swing low, just like this. All right, so this is a valid order block. As you can see, played out successfully well. All right, let me show you another valid order block. Clearly we are having an uptrend, which you can see clearly. This is an uptrend. All right, now let's analyze something carefully. You can see that this uptrend is leading, I will say this demand zone right here is leading to this break of structure. Now look carefully. You see that price did not retrace to our discount points, so we should not be trading. All right, we should not be buying if price is not in our discount points or anywhere close to our order block or our demand zone. All right, so we have no business buying this trade or entering for this trade. All right, so we wait carefully, and while waiting, we spot out our order block carefully. You can see here we are having that break of structure to the upside, which means that price is clearly bullish, and then we are spotting our order block, which is the candlestick before the inefficiency or before the drastic movements of the buyers. All right, like this. Now let's draw this out. Right here, we will be patient enough. Just like we are having this uptrend here, you should not be bothered by all this noise here. Don't be bothered. Carefully wait for price to tap into your order block, and then you can trade peacefully with no fear. All right, so you can see how much patience you need to have while trading your order block. So you can see you wait patiently for price to tap into your order block right here, and immediately price tapped into your order block. Then you wait for a candlestick confirmation. Immediately you have that candlestick confirmation, you can then enter for your trade, your stop loss below that point, and then your TP at the next swing high, and then you have a successful trade just like this. All right, so don't be in a hurry to enter for your trade while trading your order block. So you see that understanding order block is just something different from other things. All right, understanding order block helps you perceive the market differently from other retail traders, and you do something different from the public, which is very, very nice. All right, so let me show you another valid order block. Right? Clearly, just like we are having here, a drastic movement, and then you are spotting the candlestick before the drastic movement. You are spotting the candlestick before the drastic movement. Now you can also look at this one. Just almost the same thing. All right, look at this candlestick also. You're spotting the candlestick before the drastic movement, and then you trade something like this. Then you enter for the trade, your stop loss at the swing high, and then your TP at the next swing low. And just like this, you have a successful trade. You have a successful trade. And you can also do something like this. So you see that this order block works for any time frame. All right, any time frame you are trading. It's either you are trading the 1 hour time frame, or the daily time frame, or the weekly time frame, or the 4 hour time frame. It works for any time frame at all. All right, the only thing you should not do is analyze the trade on the 1 hour time frame and then you go take profit on the daily time frame. That is what you shouldn't do. Don't do that. If you do that, you're going to get fucked by the market. All right, the only way you can do that is after you've done your top-down analysis carefully. You have carefully done your top-down analysis with your strategy, depending the strategy that you are using. After doing your top-down analysis and every other thing, then you wait for price to tap into your order block on the lower time frame, just like this, and then you can target something higher. But if you are not doing that, you should just be trading within that time frame you are analyzing your order block from. All right, I hope you are getting something clear. Don't misquote anything. Don't analyze your order block from the 1 hour time frame and then TP at the 4 hour time frame. Don't do that. All right, just stay within that time frame and take profit at the next swing high. All right, let me show you another valid order block. Also, just like you have here, your drastic move, and then you are spotting the candlestick before the drastic move right here, just like this, and then you wait for price to tap into it and wait for your rejection candlestick or your candlestick confirmation, whatever you want to call it. Then you can trade something, enter from this point, your stop loss at that swing high, and then you target something at the next swing low. All right, let's say you target something right at this swing low here, and you can see you have a successful trade just like this. All right, let me show you another valid order block. Right, another example of a valid order block, just like we have here, that drastic movement or that inefficiency, and then you know that this is your supply zone and you are spotting the candlestick before the drastic movement, which you have right here. Remember, you are spotting from the high of the week to the low of the week of that candlestick. All right, and you are trading immediately price tap into it. All right, don't be deceived to enter for the trade from this point because this has not tapped into it yet. Don't be deceived to do this. All right, wait for price to carefully tap into your order block, and then you can wait for a candlestick confirmation. All right, here we are having a dodgy candlestick I don't know if you can see this dodgy candlestick. So this is a valid confirmation. So you wait for your candlestick confirmation, then you can trade it to the opposite side. All right, and you set your TP at the next swing low, which is somewhere right here, and then you wait for the trade to play out. All right, as you can see, carefully tapped into your TP. All right, so lastly, let me show you another valid order block. So you see that this order block strategy works. All right, it's not that I'm just here yapping to you. All right, I'm not just yapping. Forget the fact that I'm just analyzing the chart just like this. All right, these things works. All right, this is back testing. I'm doing a back test for you guys, showing you guys that this order block strategy do work. All right, so here we are having another drastic movement, and you are spotting the candlestick before the drastic movement. Remember, before you trade order block, you should be able to identify the order flow of the market. You should be able to identify who is in control of the market. It's either the buyers or the sellers. Then you know the angle to trade to. All right, unless you are having a shift of structure. But without that, you should be able to identify who is in control of the market, and then you can trade it nicely. All right, so here we are having that drastic movement, the candlestick before the drastic movement, and then you are trading. Immediately you have your candlestick confirmation and your stop loss above that high, and your TP at the next swing high, or sorry, the next swing low, just like this. All right, as you can see, played out perfectly well. So you see that these things do work. All right, so now let me show you examples of an invalid order block. All right, let's dive into the examples of an invalid order block. All right, or how it looks like. Let's just see. All right, right here we are having an uptrend. All right, how is this an uptrend? You're having this break of structure right here to the upside. You can see this break of structure to the upside. Now, you understanding trading, or if you know how to analyze your charts, you know that this is a double bottom at this point. A lot of people do trade using double bottom, but I don't trade using double bottom because there's liquidity at this double bottom that we are seeing here. There's definitely liquidity at this point. So let's say there's liquidity at this point, and then again, this point is your discount and also your demand zone, because this is what is leading to this break of structure. All right, here is an extreme demand zone, and which here is also a demand zone, but I will prefer this one. All right, because why? Because there's liquidity below this double bottom at this point, so I will prefer price to tap into this demand zone. And we understanding order block now. We are talking about order block. We are supposed to spot out our order block right at this demand zone here. So we are supposed to spot out our order block right at this demand zone. Now, where is the order block now? Carefully look at this. Carefully look at this. You can see that this is supposed to be the order block. Right here. It's supposed to be the order block. This candlestick. But then again, we are having another candlestick tapping into it. So this is an invalid order block because a candlestick is tapping into it. All right, even the candle wick, a lot of them is tapping into it. So this is not going to work. Definitely not going to work. Now let's see how is this not going to work. Let me show you what price did. All right, quickly. Now, having the knowledge that this is a double tap at this point, a double bottom at this point. All right, this is a double bottom. Now we are waiting for a liquidity below that double bottom, which we had here. A liquidity sweep. All right, let me make it a straight line. Clearly, you are having that liquidity sweep right here. Now, did price tap into our order block? No, price did not tap into our order block. So you see that this order block is invalid. All right, anytime you are having a candlestick tapping into that order block or a candle wick, it is invalid. All right, we need to see a fair value gap or that inefficiency without a candle wick, a clear inefficiency. All right, that is what we identify as a valid order block. But in a scenario whereby you are having the candlestick and no drastic movements, no drastic movement, and you are having another candlestick tapping into that same candlestick, or the candle wick tapping into it, it is known as an invalid order block. That order block is not going to work. So anytime you have something like this, you should just wait for a liquidity sweep below this double bottom at this point, and then you can enter for your trade. Don't expect price to tap into this order block, because this is an invalid order block right here. All right, also let me show you another invalid order block. This is another example of an invalid order block. All right, so when or while you are identifying or analyzing your order block, you should be careful. All right, you should be careful, because anytime you're having a candlestick closing below that order block, then you should be sensitive about something. All right, because look at this clearly. You're having our order block. This is the drastic movement as we have here, and then our order block. Just like I said, first of all, you analyze the trend of the market. You know the order flow of the market before you trade order block. All right, I'm going to show you something on this one. All right, so you understanding the flow of the order flow of the market, then you are trading using your order block strategy. Anytime you're having a candlestick closing below your order block, first of all, you should be sensitive and wait if you will see a confirmation. But if you didn't see any confirmation and then price keeps going down, you should forget about that trade. All right, forget about that trade. As you can see here, price did not give us any bullish engulfing candlestick. You can see that the bullish candlesticks that are here are just small candlestick. No indication that the buyers has stepped into the market. As you can see, the bullish candlestick here are just small candlestick. No engulfing candlestick here, as you can see clearly. Now, also you can see that this is a downtrend. You have no business buying using an order block when you are on a downtrend. Then you need to trade with the trend. All right, go with the flow. Understand the order flow of the market before you trade using your order block. Just like I said, don't try to buy when you are having a downtrend. Don't try to sell also when you are having an uptrend. All right, don't do this unless you are having a shift of structure, a clear shift of structure. All right, so quickly, let me show you another invalid order block. Lastly, we are having this drastic movement right here. As you can see, price is in an uptrend. Like I said, don't be deceived to enter for the trade when you are all spot this as your order block, because price is in an uptrend. You have no business selling. All right, don't do this and call this your order block. This is not an order block, because price is bullish. All right, you should be looking to buy and not to sell. All right, so price is in an uptrend, and then you want to call this your order block because this is a demand zone that led to this break of structure right here. And in your demand zone, you are refining your order block zone. All right, which you are having here. You can call this your order block, but this is an invalid order block. Why? Because we are having a candle wick tapping into it. We are having a candle wick tapping into it right here. So this is invalid. All right, this is not a valid order block. So don't trade using this type of order block. Trade with a clear order block that has inefficiency, a clear inefficiency. Anytime you're having a candle wick tapping into your order block, it is invalid. All right, it is invalid. So don't trade like this. All right, so I hope you've understand the difference between valid order block and invalid order block. As you can see, price never tapped into it. Right here, when price tapped into it, price just kept going down. Price did not even respect it because it is invalid. All right, it is invalid. Price will not respect it. All right, so I hope you've understand the difference between valid order block and invalid order block, and now you understand how you can spot your order block using your strategy. So anytime you are trading with your strategy, just use this as another confirmation to enter for your trade, because before you trade, you should wait for at least 5 confirmation, or let me say 4 or 5 confirmation before you enter for that trade. Then you will be sure that this trade will play out after seeing these 4 things or these 5 criteria that tells you that, man, this trade is going to go up or this trade is going to go down. All right, so just use this order block as an addition confirmation or an additional confirmation before you enter for your trade. All right, I hope you've understand something from this video, and if you're watching me for the first time, my name is Sammy Trade, or you can call me Sammy. All right, here we teach trading in a way that even a 5-year-old can understand. All right, so subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you can get notification anytime we post good content or videos. of trading videos like this. All right, and join us while you are building and becoming profitable. All right, and happy trading day and happy trading week.